All right, what's up, what's up? I'm just chilling on my Cosmopolitan balcony, 52nd floor. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, and it's finally gonna happen right now. Cosmo was my first true love. I've talked about that quite a bit on the channel, but recently I've been spending a lot of time at Aria, and I have fallen in love with that hotel as well. So today we're talking Cosmopolitan versus Aria. Both are right next to each other. Both are 5-star. Both are kingpins of the south end of the strip, and both are the two magnets of City Center. Both are modern and cool. They have amazing restaurants. Which one is best for you and which one do I prefer? Let's talk about it. Cosmopolitan versus Aria. Okay, so Cosmopolitan versus Aria. Before I go any further, I have to let you know that this is my travel diary series. It's just my one-on-one monologue with the camera. If you're looking for my full-blown experience videos on each hotel, where I spend 3 nights at each property, I find the best dinners, I find the best drinks, I try to have the most fun. If you're looking for those videos, check the link in the description below. This is my travel diary series. I give additional details on my trips. I do travel insights, travel hacks. I do comparisons like this video. I sometimes talk about the cost, and sometimes I get a little personal. All right, so let's do this. Cosmopolitan versus Aria. Like I said, both are right next to each other. Both are in the city center. Both are 5-star. Both are modern. Both are cool. Today I'm talking about location, the theme and the concept, the attractions at each place, the atmosphere, the restaurants, the bars, the shopping, the rooms, the pricing, and the experience. After we talk about all of that, I'm going to tell you which one is the winner. All right, so let's get this thing started. The two coolest hotels, Aria versus Cosmo. We're starting with location. This one is extremely difficult, if not impossible, because they're both in City Center. Both are the two tycoon properties of City Center, and they're connected to each other via a pedestrian walkway. So they're within seconds of each other, literally, and they're right in pretty much the same proximity, so it's really hard to judge. I'm going to give this one ever so slightly to the Cosmopolitan because it's closer to the rest of the strip. As you saw from the view outside my balcony, you are closer to Bellagio, closer to Caesars, closer to the rest of the strip, just by a little, but nonetheless closer. So I'm going to give location to Cosmopolitan. Okay, number 2, let's talk about the theme and the concept. Aria really doesn't have a theme. I mean, it's very modern, it's very technically proficient, it's very green, it's very cool, it's very upscale, but those are all attributes and characteristics. That is not a theme. You know, you're not going to find a theme like you would at the Bellagio, like you would at Caesar's Palace, like you would at New York, New York. There really isn't that novelty theme that you are going to find in other Vegas hotels. Same for Cosmo, yet Cosmopolitan does kind of have a subtle theme, which is Cosmopolitan. It's very true to its namesake. It's a little sexy, it's really cool, it's kind of quirky, it's kind of out there, very Alice in Wonderland through the looking glass. So even though the magnitude of Cosmopolitan's theme may not be as great as, let's say, the Venetian, I think there still is a Cosmopolitan theme nonetheless, so I'm going to give the theme and the concept to Cosmo. Okay, number 3, attractions, and this one will not take very long because neither hotel really has any attractions. Aria doesn't really have any that stand out to me, and the Cosmopolitan barely has one, if you even would consider it an attraction, and that would be the chandelier bar. However, if you get a premium view like the one I have, you do have a bird's eye view to a couple of the coolest attractions in Vegas. I'm talking the Bellagio Fountain and the Eiffel Tower. So because it has the chandelier bar and because of its proximity and bird's eye view of some other attractions, I'm going to give the attractions category to the Cosmopolitan. Okay, atmosphere. And again, this one is so hard. All of these categories are so hard. If you're trying to decide between these two hotels, you could flip a coin. There is a winner here, and I will reveal it, but still, all these are so just razor thin close. Aria's atmosphere I would describe as classy, it's upscale, it's modern. I would call it a little bit discerning. Compared to Cosmopolitan, Aria's atmosphere is going to be a bit more subdued. It's going to be a little calmer, it's going to be a little quieter. It's just going to be a little classier. Cosmopolitan's is going to be energetic, it's going to be frenetic, it's going to be swanky, it's going to be in your face. The crowd is hustling and bustling. There's a lot of effervescent energy. Cosmopolitan is pretty much the coolest hotel, not just in Vegas, but maybe in the world. And with that comes a really sometimes energetic, dare I say rambunctious crowd. Cosmopolitan is pretty much known as the It Party Hotel. So taking all that into account, this one's tough depending on what you're looking for. But what I'm looking for is a place that is cool, is trendy, is modern, is upscale, but still does have some class to it and still does have some calmness. So for that reason, for atmosphere, I'm giving a check mark to Aria. So I'm getting to the best ones. I've saved the best ones for last. Restaurants, bars, lounges, shopping, rooms, pricing, and experience. Okay, so let's talk about the restaurants. This one is extremely challenging as well. Cosmopolitan has STK, it has Zuma, it has Beauty and Essex, it has Scarpetta, and some other phenomenal restaurants too. However, Aria has John George's, Bardo Brassier, it has Carbone, it has Mastro's, it has Ketch, it has Javier's. Both are going to have excellent dining, but when I take a look at steak, I'm picking John George's over STK every single time. I'm taking Carbone over Scarpetta, and Ketch versus Zuma, that's going to be a draw. But after Scarpetta, Beauty and Essex, Zuma, and STK, that's where Cosmopolitan runs out of steam. Don't get me wrong, those 4 restaurants, that lineup of restaurants is unbelievable, but Aria has another 2 on top of that. So I think Aria has the better fine dining and more fine dining. So for restaurants, I'm giving it to Aria. Okay, bars and lounges. I'm talking bars and lounges here, not clubs. However, if I was talking clubs, I would give this to Cosmo for marquee. But we're not talking that. We're talking bars and lounges. This one is an easy win for Cosmopolitan. Aria has Alibi and then a few other like lobby bar places. But Cosmo has Vesper Bar. It has Click. It has Chandelier Bar. It has a couple speakeasies, one being behind the barber shop, and then a few other places scattered throughout the properties. So bars and lounges, that's what's in Cosmopolitan's wheelhouse. That's really what it's known for on the Strip. It's an easy win for the Cosmopolitan. So looking over this, I have everything but pools. So let's talk about pools very quickly, and I'm referring to the hotel pools. I'm not talking day clubs or beach clubs. However, if I was talking beach clubs, I would give this one the Marquee Day Club for the Cosmopolitan. But we're just talking the regular hotel pools, and for this one, I'm giving it pretty easily to Cosmopolitan. The Boulevard pool is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite pools on the Strip. It has an infinity pool set up. There's kind of like a party pool area that has cabanas around it and a bar. And then there is the more tranquil pool just to kind of sit out and catch some sun. And if you don't want to be by the pool, but you still want to be kind of in the action, it has like tiered kind of stadium seating, and it goes up levels. I think like 3 or 4 levels. And when you get up really high, you have an awesome view that overlooks the pool. And plus you get some great views into the Strip. Aria's pools were bland, they were boring, they were subdued, they were unimpressive. I expected more from the most modern hotel in Vegas. Aria kind of let me down in that regard. So in terms of pools, I'm giving this one to Cosmo. Okay, shopping. This one is so simple. It's going to be very quick. This one goes to Aria. The Crystal Shops arguably could be the best shopping in Vegas, and Cosmopolitan really doesn't have an alternative to that. There are a few shops sprinkled in at the Cosmopolitan, like on the second level, but they are forgettable. You won't even know what they were unless you actually went into one of them and bought something. So for this one, it is easily Aria. Okay, moving right along, we have rooms, pricing, and experience, and then the winner after this, rooms. This one is so tough that I found it hard to make a decision because Aria has the most technologically proficient rooms. The rooms are ultra modern, they're sophisticated, they're classy, they're luxurious, it has an amazing bed. They're green. I think at one time, if not still, Aria was or still is the largest green certified hotel in the world. That tablet, you could run the world from the tablet over at Aria. It's so much more advanced than a tablet here at Cosmo. You can do the curtains, you can do the temperature, you can order room service, you can request housekeeping. I just keep that tablet by the bed because it literally is the control center for the entire room and your stay. So like I said, Cosmo does have a tablet, but it's like a diet version. It's like a 0-calorie version of what's going on at Aria. You can control the lighting and you can control the temperature, but that's where it ends. And that's just where Aria's tablet begins. The Cosmopolitan's bed isn't nearly as nice as Aria's, and the room isn't as fine, as luxurious, classy, and comfortable as Aria's. However, and this is a big however, the Cosmopolitan's rooms were recently remodeled within the past couple years, and now they are finally 5-star. They were 5-star in name only before. In fact, they were quite chintzy. If I were to make this comparison before that remodel, it would absolutely be Aria. But now that the Cosmopolitan rooms have been refreshed, there is an air of quality now that there wasn't before. Also, the rooms have personality, they have edge, they have moxie, they have attitude. Aria's rooms are really bland and really boring. And moreover, the Cosmopolitan has the X factor, which is the balcony. Now, I don't spend a lot of time on the balcony, but the Cosmopolitan is known for having the balconies. The balconies are great for early mornings, late nights, or just stepping outside and taking in some of the Vegas action. So I actually can't call this one. Which one do you choose? Do you choose the more luxurious room, the room with the better bed, the room that's more sophisticated, the room that's more classy and luxurious, which is Aria? Or do you choose the room that has more personality, it's more fun, more edge, cooler vibes, and the balcony? I literally cannot call this one, so for this category, I'm giving it a draw. Okay, pricing. I'm always looking at room rates. Basically, it's a huge part of my life. There isn't a day that goes by in my life where I'm not checking out room rates somewhere in the world. So I have my thumb on room rates all the time. I have a good gauge of what hotels are pricey, which hotels are a great value, and which hotels are a budget. The Cosmopolitan is notorious for having the most expensive rooms in Vegas, the most expensive standard rooms. If you look for a big weekend, the Cosmopolitan rooms are typically the most expensive, even more expensive than, say, Wynn, Palazzo, Bellagio, and Aria. Aria's rooms are expensive. They are 5-star. But Aria's rooms are typically cheaper, maybe by a little bit, but still cheaper than Cosmopolitan. So because both hotels are trendy, both are cool, both are modern, both are upscale, and both are 5-star, I'm going to give pricing to Aria because it usually is cheaper, although maybe a little bit, but still cheaper than Cosmo. Okay, and lastly, experience. And that's the most important thing because that's why you're coming to Vegas. That's why you're spending the money. You want to create long-lasting and maybe unforgettable memories. Which hotel is going to offer you that? And of course, you can make memories anywhere on the planet. You don't need a hotel to do that. But if you are going to stay at a hotel, which one is more likely to contribute to unforgettable or long-lasting memories? This one is pretty easily Cosmopolitan. It's because it has a theme. It's because it is the coolest. It's because it has the best bars and lounges. It has the most lively crowd. And when all of that comes together, you throw in an amazing pool scene, it is so much easier to create unforgettable or long-lasting memories here at Cosmo than it is over at Aria. So when we take into account the pools, the location, the theme, the concept, the attractions, the atmosphere, restaurants, bars, lounges, shopping, the rooms, pricing, and experience, when I add it all up, it is Cosmo for the win. And I expected to give this one to Aria before I made this video. But when I break it out in these subcategories, Cosmo wins 6-4. Even if I would have given the rooms to Aria, it still would have been 6-5. So it looks like Cosmopolitan is the winner. And remember to start of this video, the winner here is not the one I prefer. I actually pretty much now prefer Aria. I like it because it's a bit calmer, it's a bit more subdued, it has an uptick in sophistication and class compared to Cosmo, but when I break it down here, it looks like Cosmo is the winner. So Aria versus Cosmo, there you have it. Cosmo is the winner on paper, and I gotta say, I just only slightly, just by an iota, prefer Aria, and that might be because I've already spent so much time at Cosmo. But both are fantastic, both are the kingpins of City Center, and you can't go wrong with either one.